Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is Saturday, April the 30th, 2022. Hard to believe that April is already done. Tomorrow's going to be May. Wow. This year, 2022, has just been flying by. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy that summer is just around the corner and the warm weather is here. I look outside, it's been raining all week, but the grass is getting greener, the tulips are getting higher. Pretty soon I'm going to see the bulbs, which is great. The trees all have buds on them, so leaves are coming soon. Yeah, when it gets dry out there, I'm gonna have to get out, rake the lawn, get all that stuff tidied up. A few weeks ago, I was hoping to rake, never got to it, and then it started to rain, and there just hasn't been a dry day to get at yard work since. Anyways, happy that things are going well, and it's Saturday, so I get a chance to answer a few of the questions that you guys had from last week. Not a lot of questions, but I think there's some good ones in there, so hopefully we'll make an interesting video. Thank you so much for tuning in, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate it. And for those of you, I'm going to give a plug for the Ukraine video. If you have Ukrainian stamps you want to help support and send an email to robertlennox@gmail.com, and I'll give you an address where you can send those. If you already have them, surprise me and just send them to me direct. So that'll be great. Next week, there's going to be a couple videos coming out. I'm going to be away, so hoping to get some either a travel video in or some stamp videos in. We'll see what I get a chance and what I have time to do while I'm working in Halifax, Nova Scotia next week. So let's get to why you tuned in, and it's question time. So the first one comes from Wendy Billing, and she says, maybe countries would be interested in the way we do our garbage sorting here, and she'd like to know how other countries do it. So there you go. We're going to have a dual question. One, I'm going to talk about how we sort the garbage here, just in case you're interested. And if you have a different way that you guys do it, where you just put it in a garbage bag and it goes out with the garbage man just like that, so maybe that's the way you do it. Maybe you have a complicated way of sorting your garbage as well, and recyclables and all that. Leave it in the comments below, and we'll pass it along in the next week's video of how you guys do it where you are. But also, don't forget at the end of this video, leave your questions so I have something to do for next week. All right, so this is what we have. We have a giant schedule. We separate into blue, green, and clear bags when it's garbage time. So green are organics. The blue should be all recyclables, like your paper and cardboard and styrofoam and metals, juice containers, that sort of stuff, hard plastics. And then the clear bag is all the other type of garbage. So old clothing, razors from shaving, if you get disposable things like that, wood products if you had construction items. So all that goes in your clear bag. There is a basic breakdown, but on this side it tells you exactly what. So you want metals, your papers, your cardboards, plastic, all that stuff, and those items are going to go in the blue bag. And then your organic waste, so if you got yard clippings and things like that, or old banana peels, that's going to go in the green bag. And then the clear bag gets pretty much everything else. There is a hazardous waste, so if you have paints or aerosol cans and things like that, that doesn't go out in the regular garbage. They have pickup points in the city where you can go and drop them off, or you can take them right to the city dump, and they'll take them there as well. Same like things like if you have old dishwashers, lots of construction waste, you usually just take that right to the dump yourself. There are pickup days once a month in the city. You can call the city and they'll let you put out 3 big items at the end. So if you had like an old couch you wanted to get rid of, or just general large items that aren't going to fit on the normal thing for the garbage truck to pick up, and you wouldn't expect the garbage man to come and take away your large couch or your old fridge or something like that. But you can call the city, and then once a month you can put 3 big items out and they'll come and take them away for you. They used to have what's called spring cleanup, where you just put everything out there, your old barbecues, everything, and they would come along. And what was kind of nice about spring cleanup is that other people would come along too beforehand, and maybe there was something in there that they wanted. If there was an old bicycle in there, that they would take it, or maybe they wanted part of a barbecue and would take it apart, and it would get recycled and reused. So that was kind of a nice way of having the spring cleanup versus these days where you only have 3 items to go out and not everybody puts stuff out. So there aren't recyclers driving around for things that they can fix up and resell or reuse themselves. So that's what we have. Also, with regards to the 3 different colors that we have, the green garbage goes out, the organics goes out every week, and then the blue and the clear bags are alternating weeks. So you have to watch your calendar schedule. Here's the calendar of what goes out when. There's an app on your phone, which is what I use, that keeps track of when things are, and especially if you had a holiday, you want to make sure that you see if you have garbage pickup on that holiday. For us, we put out garbage Sunday night. It gets picked up Monday morning, and sometimes it gets picked up early in the morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you really have to watch that. We tend to put them out in just the bags at the side of the street, but there are other people that put them in containers to protect them from animals getting into them. I put them out early in the morning when I leave for work, so they're not usually out there very long. So haven't really had too much problem with crows or raccoons or something getting into the garbage. But I know sometimes you do see it happen. People put it out Sunday night or even Saturday sometimes if they're away. And then the garbage is all over the street. So that's a side note of how things are. Now, recyclables, I showed you in a previous video. I went down to Eco 360 where we put all our cans and bottles, and then they put them in their return, and then they credit the money back to your account for that. You can do it that way, or you can just put it out in the regular trash and they'll recycle it and sort it at the city dump. So that's a long-winded message on how we do recycling and garbage here. Hopefully you're interested in that, and leave comments below on how you might do it in your countries. All right, let's move along here. So thank you, Wendy, for that. The next one comes from Petra in the UK, and she says, how would you travel to New Brunswick from other continents? So yeah, if you want to come and visit here in New Brunswick, the best way to come here is to fly. So you would, Moncton is the largest city in the province, and we do have international flights that go out of Moncton, so you can fly directly into Moncton. You just have to watch when the flights are coming in and from where, but from all major locations. So if you're flying in from London, for example, you're most likely going to fly in through either Toronto or Montreal or Halifax, and then connect and have a smaller flight into Moncton. So that's probably how you would do it, or Fredericton or St. John, whichever city you might be going into. But there are some flights that will fly direct from Moncton to, say, London, or Moncton to Paris. There are flights that do that. But if you're coming from Cairo or somewhere else, you're probably going to connect through another city in order to get here. Now, if you happen to be in Canada already and you're coming to New Brunswick, you certainly can drive to get here. You can take a train to get here. So there are fewer trains that come into Moncton now, but the Via passenger rail train still does come through Moncton. So you can get from Montreal down to the Atlantic provinces by train, which is kind of nice. I have done it. I've taken the train from Montreal to Moncton before. It's a long trip, and it's probably cheaper to do it flying, and you get there a lot quicker, but it's an experience. Lots of people like to travel the old-fashioned way by train, and some people just rent cars and just travel wherever they want to go. So yeah, if you want to come to the Maritimes or Atlantic Canada, there are ways to get here for sure, and plane is going to be part of your journey. I can guarantee it if you're coming from far away. So thank you, Petra, for that. The next one comes from Media in Finland, and she says, are you a coffee person? And when you go to a cafe, do you always order the same thing like a latte, or do you taste something new? So right off the bat, I'm not a coffee person. I don't drink coffee, I don't drink tea. So if I go to a cafe, so my wife is a big coffee drinker, if she wants to go get a coffee somewhere, I usually will get a hot chocolate if it's in a cold time of the year, or if it's just regular time of the year, I might get a nice cappuccino or a pop or something like that. But if I'm in a cafe, really what I want, she's getting coffee, I'm going to want to get the sweet. So whether it's a croissant or a brownie or a cookie or with some Danish or pastry or something like that, that's what I want to have. So it's not really the beverage that I want from a cafe, it's the sweets that they sell, and that's usually what I'll get. So in Canada, Tim Hortons is the big thing for coffee. It's usually cheap, but it's also a donut place. So if my wife wants to stop and get a coffee, I usually pick up a donut while we're there. So that's what we do. And so yeah, that's me in a nutshell. No coffee, no tea, but if I'm going to drink something, it's usually pop or water. Or soda, if you want to call it that. And then, yeah, that's the last question, actually, I have for this week. Not too many, just the 3 questions. So either this is running to an end or people just forgot to put some questions in. But we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. So this week we got to talk about garbage, we got to talk about travel, and we got to talk about coffee. Those were our 3 topics, which is kind of nice rather than me saying, okay, the topic next week is going to be belly button lint. Go ask your questions on it. I'd rather have you guys ask the questions, and then we can cover a whole bunch of different topics. So thank you for that, and enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?